What's going on, everybody? Small World Floyd here, back with another one. You are now watching YouTube with Floyd. Today, we're going to check out one of the members of the Fresh and Fit podcast, which is Myron Gaines. He's talking about the David case, the guy who murdered the young 11, 12-year-old girl he was actually a successful singer in the business, did a big movie, music soundtracks for a movie. I can't remember which movie it was, but I heard about him through my sister, and she liked this music, so let's check out what the former FBI agent has to say about this case in Myron Gaines. Let's go.
Known as David. Again, we should let niggas know that we're on live on YouTube, and then we get the fuck off, man. That's the game. That's the strategy, ladies and gentlemen.
Forensics. Analyze.
He say that, but I bet he still take them checks from YouTube because he's still getting views from YouTube and enough money off of YouTube with the view. He got 530-something thousand damn followers on YouTube. I hate that when dudes getting money off of something and then they stump on the name of the damn thing that's giving them money. Like, YouTube don't owe you a goddamn thing. You ruined your own name on YouTube by going at the racist, the way you was doing all that nonsense, cursing out women. Everything you was doing on YouTube was on you, fool. So how you gonna be mad at them? How you gonna be mad at them? Like, oh, I get on YouTube just to let y'all know I'm on. Why use YouTube then? Don't use this at all, bro. Go wherever it is that you go, Twitch, whatever. Don't come on YouTube at all. They got to come on YouTube because most people, all they do is watch YouTube. Nobody's turning on Twitch unless you tell them, like, this is where you can you please come over here and watch me on Twitch? Like, YouTube is the thing that everybody goes to watch. This is it. But, you know, like, the thing is just to get on YouTube and get off. Like, bro, get out of here, bro.
The science, the body, the crime scene. It is the key to so many cases that we have covered here, and I think it is going to play a massive role in the David case. But I want to better understand it. I want to better understand how the potential evidence may tie to the singer. What answers are still missing? What does her autopsy, the alleged crime scene, the evidence tell us or not tell us? How is the defense going to be fighting back on this? And I'm talking, of course, about the 21-year-old romantic homicide singer charged with first-degree murder, continuous sexual abuse of a child under 14, and unlawful mutilation of human remains, all in connection with the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who was found dead, reportedly in David's Tesla at a Hollywood tow yard back on September 8th of last year. He's entered a not guilty plea. He's innocent until proven guilty. There is a preliminary hearing scheduled for May 26th, important date, because that is when the prosecution will present not all the evidence, but what they will say is sufficient evidence to support these charges to move forward with the case. But authorities say that David...
Yeah, I think that's going to be the preliminary hearing. May 26th. Josh, should I go to that? You want me to go to that? Let me see what day. Let me see here.
Date, because that is when guilty. There is a preliminary hearing scheduled for May 26th, important date, because that is when the prosecution will present not all the evidence, but what they will say is sufficient evidence to support these charges.
The only thing I hate is, bro, I hate Los Angeles, bro. Fuck, man. And it's going to be a dingy-ass state court, too, so you can't do IRL stream in the courtroom, bro. And then niggas, I don't think I'll be able to do IRL stream. They'll probably have cameras in there, though. Maybe. We'll have to see. All right, I'll think about it. Wait, May 20... would I be in California? I might already be in California then. Hold on, man. Let me look real quick. So if you guys go on my website, you click right here. I'm going to have my college website, UCLA, the 13th. All right, so we got University of California, Irvine on the 2nd. And then UCLA, I think we need to update this. I think UCLA got changed, chat. I think we got UCLA the 29th. Let me double check though.
There's a preliminary hearing scheduled for May 26th, important date, because that is when the prosecution will present not all the evidence, but what they will say is sufficient evidence to support these charges to move forward with the case. but authorities say that David stabbed Celeste to death at his property to keep her quiet, that he lied in wait, that he had this alleged illegal sexual relationship with her, that she was a minor, killed her because she was a witness, that she was going to expose him, did it for financial gain, prevent her from tanking.
Okay, UCLA is May 29th. So maybe...
So at least now I finally got to know how she died. He stabbed her to death. So he stabbed her to death. And then threw her in his trunk. It's crazy, bro. He did that little girl like that, bro. Niggas can't... Oh, get away from this guy.
Maybe I'll go early and I'll do the... And I'll show up for the David shit. Because it's 3 days later. Oh, man, 3 days in LA is terrible. Okay, and then we got...
He gonna get his noodle knocked off one day talking crap about these cities that he gotta go to, bro. That's the most dumbest thing you can do ever, bro. Like, knowing you're gonna be speaking in the open events publicly and you're gonna be like, I hate California, man. Oh, 3 days in California, somebody gonna be waiting outside to knock your shit off. That's the most dumbest thing to ever do, is to criticize the place you're going to. It's a big reason why singers get on stage and they must remember what city they in when they get on stage. Thank you, Utah, for coming out tonight. Thank you. Don't nobody get on stage like, F you, Utah, I hate being here. Like, who talks crap about the place they got to go to, bro? That's real smart, Myron.
June 2nd. So I might end up there for like almost a week. All right.
His career, which was at its peak, but again, I want to understand the forensics. Okay, I want to bring on Joseph Scott Morgan, forensic death investigator from Jacksonville State University, host of the Body Bags podcast. Hope everybody can check it out. Joseph's got, like, the best voice possible. I think in general for the podcast realm, but also particularly for that show. Thank you so much for taking the time. I did a really super short opening so I could have a lot of time with you because I have a lot of questions. I don't know if you and I even talked about the medical examiner's report of the autopsy here on Sidebar. Just general impressions about that, because I do wonder, it tells us a lot, but then there's aspects of it I do wonder, how do authorities know this? So, for example, prosecutors say in their brief, defendant stabbed the victim to death multiple times and stood by while she bled out. How did they know that? How did they know that? And I also wonder specifically, if I'm correct, they don't have the murder weapon.
No, to the best of my knowledge, they don't. But back to that earlier point, how do they know that he stood there? Because, look, I got to tell you, as an old investigator, you know where I get that kind of information from? It's not from the perpetrator. To say someone...
This dude was a pure idiot, bro. He was a pure idiot. He would take pictures with her, like showing little pieces of her where you couldn't really see her, but you know that's her. Like, bro, like how dumb can you be, bro? You just had to take a picture with her, bro. You should have had no evidence that you ever even knew that girl, bro. Like, I'm steady seeing the pictures that they showing, and it's all of her, like, being covered up just a little bit, with him being fully there. Like, he's fully there. There he goes. And then there's this picture of this girl, like, with the same hair the other girl has, the 12-year-old, the same hair. Look at that's her, bro. Like, how stupid can you be? She's in a hoodie with it closed up. Like, bro, that's her, bro. Like, bro, you were so dumb, bro. Like, and you killed her, bro. Like, knowing damn well you got plenty of evidence going around saying that she's been with you, bro. And then I never understood when they found her in the trunk. Like, why wasn't he immediately arrested? He was still doing tours. It's like, bro, what's going on here, man? What is going on? Y'all don't have a case right then and there? And the body was found in a nigga trunk. That's it. Case closed. All right, let's lock this guy up to further notice. Like, they waited forever. They waited forever. Crazy.
Stands there and watches an individual bleed out.
They might have an informant, bro.
That comes from a witness. And that's the one thing that's left me scratching my head over all of this. You know how? Because that is a huge leap. If you're talking about an investigative descriptor, that is such a leap to make that affirmative statement. Because I can tell you, when their feet are put to the fire relative to any kind of trial that's going to come about, that question is going to be asked, and it is going to have to be answered. You said in the report right here that he he stood there while she bled out. So unless they have internal cameras that bore witness to this, unless there was something that was caught on a Tesla, that's the only other path I can really go down relative to that.
Tall Sport, thank you for the 5 gifted. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Unless they're just assuming this based on the idea of, look, we can say multiple penetrating wounds. Right?
Hey, guys, do me a favor, though. Do not leave Kick to watch on YouTube. Fuck YouTube. Open up a tab, at least, and keep it open on Kick. If you're going to switch to YouTube, that's fine. But open up a tab and make sure you stay on Kick.
Right, I believe that's what they said.
If I was YouTube, he wouldn't get no checks unless, I'm telling you, bro, he wouldn't get nothing. Like, your views and all that would mean nothing over here, Myron Gaines. You talking shit about us, bro, and you want to be on our platform to get your audience to get to other platforms? Like, man, please, bro. This channel was blocked and banned from YouTube. Like, bro, every time I see his name pop up or anything associated with him, I'm like, nope, he's no good over here. You're not going to come over here and talk down on my app and think you're going to be on it. You're going to get in here and talk about my shit, and you're going to be on it. You're going to come in my house and start talking about the pictures on my wall and think you're going to stay in my house and keep on talking about my couches and the shit that's in my house. Like, no, you're going to be on the outside of that door before I can't hear you say a damn thing. Like, they're crazy. I would definitely kick him off of YouTube. He would not be on my platform at all.
Cause of death.
That helps me out quite a bit.
That's why they're saying we're putting two to get two together, right? She allegedly came to the house at this time. We know that he allegedly sent a text to her phone 20 minutes later. We believe a sharp instrument was used. And so we are saying, of course, he stabbed her. And if he stabbed her, of course, he just waited for her to bleed out because he allegedly never called 911 or authorities. And so that's what they're assuming. But you're saying, in your experience, they wouldn't make that statement. There's no need to make that statement unless they have some sort of information.
Yeah, man. It's just such a huge leap, to go down that road. For me, and I'm going to tell you that is going to have to be revealed in court. And you know as well as anybody that you cannot just kind of, in some kind of pedestrian manner, just go by and say, yeah, well, this is what happened. You're going to have to explain that. I mean, because people are going to want to know. This is arguably one of the most gruesome things that we've covered in some time, and I'm not saying it doesn't matter what people think, but I think that even the court is going to want that explained. If defense looks at this and said, how do they know that? They can't just say, well, we just know. They're going to have to lay that down, the facts, right? Just like in forensic science, we like to deal with the facts, we like to deal with those absolutes. When you get inside the courtroom, you have to state the facts of the case. And this is what they're saying is a fact of the case. So I'm going to be fascinated to see how this is.
Hey, shout out to Bill Streets and Skulls 105 said, getting Kick just for you, my guy. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys very much. And you guys are going to like Kick a lot better, bro. I'll keep it real with y'all, man. Kick has no ads, dude. Kick has no ads. So, just, you guys will like it.
It's explained because, I don't know, man. Inquiring minds want to know, right?
This goes to another part, and correct me if I'm wrong. I talked to Steve Fisher about this on my News Nation show. There was no cleaning supply.
Steve Fisher, just so you guys know, he's a private investigator that was hired by the owners of the home that David was staying at. So David was renting a mansion in LA, by the Hollywood Hills somewhere. Scott Fisher was a private investigator hired by the owners of that property. I'm assuming because they wanted to make sure that there was no liability on them for this nigga doing this kind of murder at their house. That's probably why they hired him. So yeah. Also, Jammer4479 and Tall Sport, thank you guys so much for the gift the subs, man. Shout out to you, ninjas. Appreciate you guys very much. Jimbo, Sam007, Roast Beef Destroyer, Red Pill Clippers. Shout out to all you guys for the gift the subs. Okay. All the brookies in the chat, just say I'm poor, or I put the fries in the bag, and somebody might give you a sub.
That's right. There's no evidence that, as far as I can see in the filings, that there was this massive cleanup and luminol and things like that. You're talking about a very graphic.
Could you imagine like watching a Hulu show or a Netflix show, and because you're not giving them anything, but you're already like watching their stuff, that they call you a brokey? Tell me you just put the fries in the bag, because you're not giving me anything. So You gotta be broke. Like, these dudes on YouTube are so greedy, and I feel so bad for you people that give to the people that don't need or deserve anything. You constantly give to them, and this is what they give you back. They criticize you when you're going through something, and they only accept you if you have something. Oh man, thank you for the super chat, man. This guy's consistent right here. For all you guys who are just watching, just the freeload and get the fuck out, bro. This is not. Could you imagine, like, listening to that if you're watching cable TV and the TV's talk to you and said, you're a freeloader, you're watching this channel and you're not sending us any money. And because I watched the episode of the Jetsons and it was like they had a pay TV. Like, you had to pay to watch the television, like, in your house. Like, the Jetsons was way out there with the, you had to pay to watch the TV in your house. So that's what they're basically telling us now in today's time. It's headed that way, that we're going to have to start paying to watch these dudes' shows. Like actually having to pay them to, like, watch it, like, to keep it going. Like, you got 10 minutes of the show. Now you need to put another quarter in to see another 20 minutes of the show. Then you need to put $2 in. This is where they're headed. They're constantly begging people for money in their own unique way by putting you down and making you feel like you ain't on their level or you will never be because you don't have no money to put up to the show. Like, this is something free to watch. YouTube is free. These dudes are greedy and they're trying to take all of y'all money, and I feel so bad for y'all, those who give to these people that talk crap to you like this. Like, it's sad, man. It really is. They're never going to give nothing back to you. I don't have to see any of these dudes doing any charitable things. I never hear about it. It's just all about how they can fatten the line of their pockets. I don't see Myron doing a video where he's out giving out turkeys, or seeing him doing something for the homeless or anything. Like, but you're steady taking from people who have less than you, and then talk about all of them, the ones who can't help those who's helping you. Like, so he'll probably get like 100 people out of the 2,000 people that's viewing it, and then he'll have so much love and admiration for those 100 people, but then the other 1,900, you brokies. Oh, how about you only have 100 people watching you, then the other 1,900 just skedaddle, like, just get out of here. How about you? Let's see how great your channel does with just 100 people, just those who pay you. I cannot stand when they talk down on the people like that, bro. It's really sickening to me.
Alleged crime of stabbing and dismissal.
And look, there was the other picture where she's in the hoodie and the glasses. Like, this guy is constantly, and then he doing the one-eye symbolism, you know. But it's constantly, like, he's constantly showing her, bro. We see you with the little girl, bro. Like, you're done. You're done, bro. This girl's body got caught in your car. It's obvious she was around you a lot. Case in point.
Memberment. So the reason I'm bringing this up is Steve has put forward this idea, a question about whether or not this killing happened, this alleged murder happened in the house. That she arrives 20 minutes later, he sends it out.
Someone asked, I think David's 100% guilty. It's not looking good for him, bro. They got a lot of evidence on him.
Alibi text. So this is from the prosecution's filing, and then I'll read you what Steve said. Despite knowing she was dead and her family was trying to find her, the evidence will ship.
Drama 586, thank you so much.
No, defendant lied and claimed he didn't know where she was. In fact, defendant drove to Santa Barbara County.
He doesn't really care, Drama, whatever your name was. He just feels obligated because you sent him something that he has to say something. He doesn't really give a shit. He doesn't care. This is what happens when you give to those who don't need nothing from you.
Immediately after the victim died, attempting to dispose of her property and destroy evidence. At approximately 11:30 p.m. on April 23rd, 2025, he drove away from his home as he texted and called the victim's phone, asking where she was. Again, these were acts calculated and planned to set up his defense within a very short timeline after the victim's vicious murder. Defendant drove his Tesla north on the 101 freeway to San Marcos Pass Road, SR 154, near Lake Cachuma in Santa Barbara County. He returned home early the following morning on April 24th, 2025, before going to a radio interview for the release of his album that week. He sent 2 additional texts.
That's crazy. Radio interviews and murder? Oh.
To the victim's phone that day, which obviously went on.
And just so you guys know, they had an argument a couple of days before his album was set to release. And she was going to expose him for basically, hooking up with a minor. And they're going to expose him. And that would obviously ruin his career. So, bro killed her. So that's a very strong motive right there.
Unanswered because she was already dead. After April 26, 2025.
Now see the Dory Intel. says I'm poor. That's terrible, bro. You got people that's watching something that's for free because you know cable cost. So the only free thing people have to watch is like Pluto TV, Tubi, YouTube. These are the free things they get to enjoy, bro, without having to pay. Now, shout out to those platforms, the Plutos of the world, the YouTube, and Tubi for giving people free TV. As long as you got a TV in your house or you got a mobile device, you can watch those different things. But F you if you got to make a person put up in the comment section that they're poor because they can't pay you anything for watching your free show. You're a real piece of dog shit, nigga.
Defendant never attempted to contact her again. May 8th, 2025, defendant returned to the same area in Santa Barbara County, leaving his home at around 11:30 p.m. He returned to the area again on May 31st, 2025. This is an isolated site off SR 154, where the victim's identification was subsequently discovered in January 2026. Additionally, on July 7th, 2025, the defendant ordered and subsequently...
Somebody said, bro, dad definitely didn't come back after going to get the milk. So he took matters into his own. He said David daddy left and never came back from the milk. These racist people, bro. And this is what watches this Myron channel, bro. Like a bunch of racists, bro. It's crazy. Crazy.
Delivered a burn cage to his home under the same fake name as part of his plan to incinerate evidence. Defendant's cellular activity and communications derived from defendant's phone and Tesla demonstrate defendant's activities from April 22nd to April 24th.
Somebody said that the nigga with the hard ER in the comment section said he probably thought he can get away with it. Something I just can't get past the nigga with the hard ER, bro. Like the nigga with the hard. That is crazy, bro. That y'all feel like y'all like, bro. These people, bro. They never got a picture or nothing either, because somebody see them. Yeah, never have a picture up.
Including a trip to...
Yeah, so right here, this is what's called a phone ping. Well, a historical site warrant, more than likely. And they were able to triangulate where he was because the phone, as you guys know, is constant. When you move your phone around, right, it's connecting to different cell towers.
Evil, Nigger. Evil. They feel comfortable to be able to say that on Myron's page. Like, everybody knows. Look, this dude look like he's from India somewhere, bro. Like, he came with this racist hate towards black people, but trying to take on the visual look of a black person. You know, the waves, you know, he got the fake wig on his head with the wave. That's something that comes from black men. You don't see no Indian man with no damn waves in his head. Like, bro, you want to beat us so bad, but talk down on us. Because he never came out and just publicly said, like, no, I'm this, I'm not black. Like, I mean, from the jump. Since I've been watching him, it's only when it gets real racial, then he starts saying where he's from and, you know, Ethiopia. I don't know where this guy's from, but to want to look like us, take on this kind of N-word attitude, like, you know, he's one of us. No, he's not. And then have people that feel comfortable enough to put the evil Nigger in his comment section. It's just crazy.
And that's able to tell police, law enforcement, where you're going. Okay?
I'm joking, I'm a cracker, but I still put fries in bag. Remember, I forgot that FAGS name, but Chad was clipping enough out of him, and you were there. Look at the people that's in his comment section, bro. Like, this is the audience he attracts. I'm joking, I'm a cracker, but I still put fries in the bag. Probably all you're gonna be able to do, bro. And then he got the hard FAGS name, but Chad was cooking the fuck out of him. He got some real weirdos in his comment. Here go another one. That Nigger is gonna be wishing. Oh my God.
Hey, where you are.
That Nigger is going to be wishing he goes to the feds instead of the...
Because your phone is connecting to different towers.
Instead of the state system. The Liberator McCain said that. That Nigger. That must be able to put that on something else. I think that's more like, I think if you put that on YouTube, I think you'll get flagged. So I think that's coming from like his Twitch or something. That's coming from somewhere else. I don't think you can talk like that in the YouTube space. I don't really think you can. It's just kind of disgusting me, man. I'm kind of like ready to cut this shit off. Like, bro, I'm one of them black people that type of shit, man. It gets to me, man. Constantly seeing that shit, bro. Like, man, bro, but motherfucker can just snap my finger and be right in the room where that person is saying that, man. Be right in the room with them. Like, oh. Did you just type what I just thought you just typed? Like, bro, y'all. Like I said, somebody else said low nagger IQ. And somebody else said I'm a fat cracker. This is pretty racist, bro. You need to take that shit down.
Santa Barbara in the middle of the night after.
Niggas always. Somebody said Niggers always think they smarter than they really are.
The victim arrived at.
Niggas always think they're smarter than they are. Now I'm not. This is racist as hell. That was good. You came back. Man, we gonna have a tough night tonight. Good thing you came back. Yeah, but I'm on the thing. I'm coming out.
This Hollywood Hills home. Steve Fisher posted, "Can't stop thinking about the timeline of the murder of Celestria Hernandez," and put forward in the pre-trial brief.
I'm kind of getting addicted to looking at the people talking in the comments section. I'll tell you, this whole video has distracted me because of the comment section. Why is a cracker banned? Like, this is just like, bro, I guess Kit get him that freedom to be able to do all this nonsense, which is
Could the 10:30 p.m. where
crazy.
RD text messages actually be real and not a staged alibi? Could Celeste have walked away after an argument upon arriving in the Uber? Maybe those texts were
Ryan is a fruitful.
David asking where she was.
I don't know what's going on in this comment section, but look, Brian is a fruitful FAG. Like, what's going on, bro? What is happening in the comment section, bro? I guess it goes down the DM and the kick in the kick space down at the DM. These niggas really going at it in each other, man. I don't know what they're talking about, bro. It's crazy. His chat. This is what he attracts, bro. This is what he attracts.
Was real, and after he didn't receive a response, he went looking for her, found her, and they ended up driving to Santa Barbara County, where the killing actually occurred. He could have shut her phone off when finding her. In that scenario, her body could have remained along SR-154 for the roughly 12 days until the pool, body bag, laundry bags, and chainsaws were ordered and delivered. It is also worth noting the pool was ordered after her death, meaning it would not have contained.
Somebody said they got it good up in the Fed. State prison is a bitch and a half. Bro, you don't know nothing, bro. You ain't never been to either one. Shut up, bro. Like, hate when people just be in the comment section. They never did nothing in their life. Ain't even, nigga, what they call that? Ain't never even jaywalk, bro. Shut up, bro. You ain't never been in the county, bro. You ain't never been in a cell, like in a regular jail state. I mean, in a regular police station, just in your local neighborhood, just locked up in the cell for a few hours. You ain't never. You dudes got so much to say, bro. You ain't never even been locked up in your neighborhood jail where they just holding you for a couple of hours till you sober up. You ain't never been in nothing, bro. Like, you guys be talking like y'all have been through some shit, but you ain't been through nothing. Nothing.
Blood from the actual killing. The DA's version of events is a very compressed timeline. Arrival at 10:10 p.m., a fatal stabbing, and then being composed enough to send an alibi text by 10:30 p.m. That is a 20-minute window. They also claimed the trip to Santa Barbara that evening was to start disposing of evidence. However, the evidence had not even been purchased yet. The pool, chainsaw, shot.
It's kind of hard on this one, man. I don't like the dude who's doing the show right now, the sidebar, Jesse, well, I don't know what his name is, but I kind of try to review his channel too. I didn't kind of like it because I feel like he talks more than he's showing, like, what needs to be shown. Like, so I don't really like his show. And for him to go over a review right now, Myron, of this guy's show, I'm really not into it. I kind of, he was so boring to me. I started looking at the comments. So yeah, man, this was one of Myron's worst videos that I've seen by him. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this one go, And I appreciate y'all for coming through. We were down here checking out Myron Gaines. He was talking about the Celeste and David case. And man, yeah, man. Until next time, I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace.